procedure with a short background. You did tell us here, Mr. Speaker, that the reason the Minister of Education, the substantive minister approved by this Parliament, cannot attend Parliament is because of COVID. That's what you told us, Mr. Speaker. I was wondering if the minister who has no time for Parliament can have time for schools. So the procedural issue I am raising is whether this Parliament must not interest in itself in what is taking place at the Ministry of Education. These ministers, you are roasting one after another. First, my friend Ogwang brought a statement, chest. Secondly, Jesse Muyingo brings a statement, chest. Now you are about to chase Honorable Kaducu. They take more than 3 weeks without meeting the minister. They can come here and pretend. 3 weeks. Sometimes a whole month. That's why they keep bringing the same statements, just changing their signatures and dates. Because the one running the ministry is not accessible, and you said here, COVID. Related to that issue of procedure, Mr. Speaker, the Committee on Education here in the last Parliament brought a report here of the President, Yoweri Museveni Kaguta Tibuhaburwa, running a school in Kanyareru where he pays 700,000 per child in that school, but he also pays 10,000 for a full year for a child in UPE school. So if you want sanctions taken against the exorbitant charge of school fees, even before you go for Muyingo, we start with Mr. Museveni, who runs a school where he pays personally 700,000 per child in Kanyareru, and then he pays 10,000 per child in UPE. Then we can deal with the others. That's why they can't take sanctions, because they themselves violating the...
MP for Nyabsho's order.
Right Honorable Speaker, this is a house of record. Kanyareru is a sub-county in Nyabsho's constituency, a constituency that I proudly represent here. I want to state on record that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, whom he calls Mr. Museveni, does not own or have a school where he pays school fees, as he states. What exists, however, in Kanyareru is a primary school and a secondary school like they exist in any other sub-county of the Republic of Uganda. Even in Kira municipality, where Honorable Member of Parliament standing here to speak, there are primary schools and secondary schools in Kira, where government of the Republic of Uganda, headed by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, pays capitation grant and government aided. That is the position as it is. Is he in order, Right Honorable Speaker, to mislead this august house that the President owns a school and pays school fees?
Mr. Chairman, you wanted it add on before I can... Your Chairman, Education Committee?
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I came in the Parliament of Uganda, the 10th Parliament, and right from the time we resumed Parliament in 2016, I was on the Committee of Education. In 2018, I was the Vice Chair. I don't remember any moment when the Committee of Education brought a report relating to what Honorable Semjo was saying. Would you bring the evidence in the on the office and lay it on table? So, yes, I need your protection, Right Honorable Speaker, so that I conclude.
Please, it's you on the microphone.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, this Parliament of Uganda is a parliament that bases itself on evidence. So, I would request through you, Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Semuju, my best friend, to bring evidence of what he's talking about. In my view, what he's telling us is not well substantiated.
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, Honourable Minister, I wanted to say something.
Mr. Speaker, this morning, the whole top management of the Ministry of Education and Sports were together with the Minister of Education. We are together with the Ministry of Education, regardless of where, at Nakasero. We were together with the team from UNEB, having meetings, looking at the O-level results, which is to be released tomorrow. And before that, I personally had face-to-face extensive meeting with the Minister of Education and Sports, who is also the First Lady. We discussed on this matter of the curriculum transition. We discussed on this matter of school fees before I came on this floor of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, we must put the records clear. Is my colleague, Honorable Ibrahim, in order really to stand on this floor and to say that the ministers of state in education do not have time to even meet the minister after 3 weeks? What? Is he really in order when I've just been with the minister on record before coming here? Thank you.
Now, Honourable Minister, you might find Honourable Semuju has tried to access the First Lady and has failed. And therefore he thinks it's difficult for everyone. But anyway, you've given that information to him that you've met the minister and you've been meeting. I remember when I was in cabinet, the First Lady was attending cabinet, and I just wanted to clarify this, that the issue, Honourable Semuju, the way I brought it here, I told the House that the COVID restrictions around the First Lady and the President, by virtue of her being a wife of the President, required that we continue doing COVID tests all the time. Listen, which was not sustainable on our side. So for convenience purposes, I have seen many ministries here where I have never seen a cabinet minister here, but they are moving. So that's why we as presiding officers decided, when she sought our guidance, we guided her and said, no, you don't need to be here. When we need you, we shall inform you. Okay? So that's you ask me, okay? You don't direct. Okay? Number two, on the issue raised by Honorable Kashrinji on point of order, you know, when you become specific, when you become very specific, then you find we, as a House, we can demand that indeed you table. So I will request Honorable Semuju, because now Honorable Semuju might be right or he might be wrong. Okay? So I must give him a chance to prove what he has arranged.
Mr. Speaker, I am very happy for you to give me the chance. You see, I graduated the same day with Honorable Janet Kata. Even her classrooms were being conducted in State House as a student. So when these things, we know what you're talking about. Mr. Speaker, I am going to bring here a report of the Committee of Parliament that was complaining the President runs a school where he pays school fees 700,000. I am going to bring that report. I also bring the answer the day we debated that report. I don't want to rely, an MP, you shut up and say, I don't remember, and then you are giving evidence. Then how would we trust you? So I want to thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I am going to bring that report here.
Honorable,
No, I'll bring it, Mr. Speaker, maybe Tuesday, because I need to go and retrieve the report and the answer itself. But also, even as I make that plea, if you ordered the technical people here in Parliament to go and bring you that answer, because this might happen here.
no,
Yeah, the Honorable Kanya remembers.
Honorable Kanya, please, first wait. No, first wait, please, first wait. What I'm asking for is not verbal statements. What I'm asking for is what should be tabled here. So Honorable Semuju, I'm giving you tomorrow. So tomorrow at 2, I'll give you a chance. Because you said it's a report of Parliament, it's a answer. That's very clerk, please. If he requests for it, give it to him but even this evening. It's very simple.
Mr. Speaker, I don't want to complain, but I have seen you here giving ministers weeks.
Don't mind, we shall help you to even...
Can the Honorable Kanya remind me the date? I go and bring it now.
Honorable Kanya, please. I will just need a report from Honorable Semuju, and then tomorrow I'll be able to rule, because I couldn't rule when a member can say, I can bring the information here. So tomorrow we shall work on that. And our office will cooperate with you in case you need information, any information from the clerk. Okay? So, honorable colleagues, allow me, I guide on this one of school fees. Please. Allow me, I guide on the one of school fees. The one of school fees, we are going to minister. Please appear before the committee and give them the measures you have taken. And you can even seek the guidance of the Attorney General. The measures you have taken against schools, or the measures you can take against schools that have failed to adhere to your guidelines. Okay? And then we shall have to debate that matter. So the debate today is on 3.1 and other issues to do with the education sector that I had allowed. May I allow Rola first, followed by Honorable Yarugabari.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm back again to ask about the report on special needs education, and also to say that after the PLA results, we are having challenges as members of parliament who represent people with disabilities. We do not know what the government is implementing. Is the government implementing inclusive education
to private schools for the purpose of ensuring that they pass and continue with the education? Therefore, I will propose that the Honourable Minister brings a report here with all the challenges associated, so that we can be able to achieve compulsory education for all. To Right Honourable Speaker, as Madi sub-region, we have a big problem about a Melo Technical Institute. Over 10 years, government has failed to finish the construction of this institute. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I have been to the ministry, I have written several letters. No action has been taken. Can the ministry go to a Germany and we have stakeholders meeting to resolve on this matter, Right Honourable Speaker, immediately? Lastly, Right Honourable Speaker, there is...
Thank you, Honourable Masira John.
That the two statements be presented and debate ensues. I had hoped that item 3.2 would be presented as captured on the order paper. And for emphasis, the item is the measures against errant schools that charge exorbitant fees in clear violation of the directives issued by the government. And that is what I'd expected the minister to present here. These directives, we are aware, and they have been issued since 2020, as she has alluded here. The report we wanted was to tell us that the Honorable so-and-so who owns this school, charging very exorbitant school fees, has been sanctioned as such. That the Honorable Dr. Joyce Moruchu, who owns this school and is the minister in the education sector, has been sanctioned this way. So, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to move that item 3.2, which has not been adequately answered, be stood over, and the minister be sent back, and the debate only concentrates on item 3.1, because what has been presented here is not actually what we required on the order paper, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Let me first speak around two more procedures, then I give, if it's in relation to what Honorable Jonathan Odur has raised. Is it connected to what Honorable Jonathan Odur has raised? Because I cannot have procedure, okay? So I want to know if it's related so that I answer at once. I guide at once. Honorable Sir.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the voices of the poor people can only be heard in this parliament and through members of parliament. And when we delay to tackle some of these issues, then that to me is an injustice. And the people continue to suffer. I raised this motion over 2 years ago. But as you can see, the problem is actually becoming worse to an extent that, Right Honorable Speaker, you can even see nursery schools charging 4 million shillings for a nursery kid. 4 million shillings. And Right Honorable Speaker, I want to completely concur with the Honorable Honorable Dur, that let us focus on the issue of the curriculum and then allow the committee and us to go and discuss so that we can have a report presented to this House and then we can discuss in detail. Right Honorable Speaker, I even have another motion that has been on the order paper and off regarding the early childhood education policy. There is a policy in place that is not being implemented. We have left the nursery education to the private sector. And yet we have a policy where that brought by government, passed by government, where this early childhood education should be incorporated into the primary schools. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to agree that let's focus on the curriculum, and then we are going to handle this matter. Hopefully next week we have a whole session to discuss this issue regarding the education sector in this country. So, Right Honorable Speaker, that is that's the procedure issue.
This would be the second time, if we are to turn away this report as presented, it will be the second time we are sending the minister, the third time, Mr. Speaker, that we shall be standing over this report because it is inconclusive. Right Honorable Speaker, would it be procedural okay if this House continue to send away the minister and demand for a better report without indicting or reprimanding the same minister? Wouldn't we be breeding impunity? Right Honorable Speaker, wouldn't it be procedurally okay if you would allow me to move a motion without notice that this House moves to reprimand the Ministry of Education over its failure to bring a report that would enable this House to tackle a matter that is so pertinent to the education of our children? Mr. Speaker, wouldn't it be procedural okay if you would give me that opportunity, sir? I beg to move.
Thank you.
And they say, we are now, these things are not done quickly, we are now doing them, but money is not in the budget. Maybe you are doing them in your sitting room. But also, Mr. Speaker, most important, the point that my neighbor here has made, none of us is contesting that the new curriculum is good. We are only saying prepare for it. I'll give you an example. I have a daughter. She leaves one secondary school to go to another. Then they say, your continuous assessment results are not here, so we can't give you a report. Another friend of mine, they say, no, we can't take your child because those progressive things remained where you are, so you stay there. We're only questioning the preparation. maybe it is not painful, you may not have children. So that's the point that my colleague was saying. You have provided no money in the budget, you are saying you are developing a curriculum, where a colleague has said they went to people whose duty is it to develop it, they have not even started on it. Our children are registering to sit in year 4. And then finally...
Thank you. Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, because you have brought a curriculum, and now for A level, you are telling these students to apply for combinations based on the curriculum which you have phased out. So, is this curriculum stopping at O level? If not, how have you prepared for this transition to A level? Honorable Minister, honorable colleagues, on matters of